Green flag up in the air. Logan Hamilton on a good jump, and Michael Kenner immediately jumping down right in front of Todd Cray as we hightail it down to turn one.
What an awesome start there from Logan Hamilton, and has help. It wasn't him getting too far out in front. Inside line, once again, proving to be the dominant line so far here, as ducking down in front was Michael DeWalt. Everyone's down the inside. Gonna have to make a move here quickly. We're coming down to 1 lap to go.
Coming around, turn numbers 3 and 4. Off of the final corner, white flag up in the air. It is 1 to go. The Ole Miss Arrow cranking up 150 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Michael Kenner trying to give the bump and run to the number 12, down to the turns 1 and 2. Gonna pull back in line. Hamilton up to the top side. Gonna go down, goes defensive. Kenner to the outside. Cray trying to make it 3 wide up the middle. Running it down into turn number 3. Kenner with a run, up on top, into 3 and 4. Contact in the field. They're wrecking off of 4. And it's a drag race down to the line. Michael Kenner taking the win from Atlanta as we crash across the start-finish line.
Unreal.
He doesn't have a faster pair. He is out of the race. Spencer Ray to the top, trying to get around Dave Gage. Pushed by Grant Peterson. Genningham goes up to block. Ray's not having it, 3 wide for the lead.
Spencer Ray, who has an opportunity to get right back into this championship fight, is being pushed on the outside by Grant Peterson.
What an upset this could be if he's able to turn himself around. We thought he might be out of it entering tonight's race, but he could very well turn that around as we can say to take the white flag, this time through LaValle into the wall in the background.
Look who still has a chance, Kenner.
Kenner still with the hole. White flag, we do make it back. Race is official.
Gennigan, most laps led.
Gennigan gets that point from leading the most laps of this race. Trying to see if he can't secure the win here. But here comes Spencer Ray. Pushed from the top by Grant Peterson. Contact! We're wrecking it on the back straightaway. It falls apart for Spencer Ray with an almighty wreck. Kenner's also involved. Who makes it through? Does anyone make it through? Gage is out of it. No, he's not. He's wrecking down to the infield. Who's made it out of this wreck? I don't think
Spencer Ray!
Are you kidding me? Spencer Ray makes it out. And I think that's it. Spencer Ray's going to be your winner. Spencer Ray cruising home. Nothing behind me. Wrecks on the last lap. Only to walk that around and take the win from Talladega. What a wild way to end the final lap. And takes us backwards.
What just happened?
Right there, they get into each other. Ray wrecks into the outside wall. Every single driver collected in this mess. Carr Gennigan and Anthony Musatti went flying down the back straightaway, and Ray just straightens up and keeps going. Intensity that went down with a finish like this. Right there's the bump from Grant Peterson. Wrecks to the outside wall, straightens it up. Has to now avoid the wreck that he helped cause right in front. Fights his way through. And just like that, sayonara to the rest of the field. 2 laps left to go. And still, with almost nothing between them, it's Ray sacrificing a lot on corner entry just to try to set something up. A lot of fighting going on a bit deeper in the field here as drivers are trying to get themselves sort of at whatever spots they can at the last moment. But it's Spencer Ray, closer than he's ever been. Gets the back bumper of Cray. 1 lap left to go. Final 1.5 miles from Jose Miami Speedway to the inside. Spencer Ray for the lead. He's going to get alongside and almost get into the door of Todd Cray. Cray going for the switchback down the back straightaway out of turn 2. It's going to be a drag race down the back straightaway. They almost touch. Cray sends one up into 3 and 4. This is just for the last minute glories of a final race win. Side by side through 3 and 4. Ray to the top, but he's not going to get there. It is Todd Cray to take the victory. in the Camerota truck parts, 150. But for Michael Kenner, it is a championship. Finally, in the Ole Miss Sorrel Xfinity Series. And this time, he gets to keep it. Julian Blue trying to get clear for that second position. He does. The top 5 are still about single filed out. Aaron Raymond hangs on to the race lead down the back straightaway with 3 laps to go. Hernandez looking low on Julian Ballou, but if I'm Hernandez, I wanted to push Ballou, get him up to the front, get the leaders side by side. That's when you can make your move. Ballou's there, looks to the high side, almost hooks Raymond down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go. It's the Mad 150, and it's getting mad here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Ballou to the top shelf, side by side for the race lead. Raymond pinching Ballou up to the outside wall down the double straightaway. Forces Ballou on a less than optimal line to the final corner. Bit of contact off the final turn. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Does Ballou have what it takes to go for the race win? Can Patrick Hernandez go for the upset and take his first win of the season? Ballou working the outside line down the back straightaway. Dead heat down the back straightaway for the final time. Raymond to the bottom of 3 and 4. It's gonna be a drag race off the final corner. Dead heat side by side. Here they come to the line, beating and banging off one another. It's a dead heat at the line. Give it to Julian Ballou, hanging on for the outside line. 3 thousandths of a second to take that one over Aaron Raymond. Take a look at that. That is how fine that margin was. Less than a bumper's width at the stripe. We just have to make it about another 1.5 miles. Just get around to the start-finish line. Then you can be as crazy as you want. I am pleading. Let's have ourselves a good green flag finish here tonight. As Patrick Hernandez takes it through. On to the front straightaway. Will they make it back to the tri-oval? They're starting to fan out. Weaving left, weaving right. Danny Pauls Jr. shooting for the middle of 3 wide in the background. This is it. White flag in the air. 2.6 miles to go at Dega. Now, does the Team Extreme Alliance end with Watch On Your Motorsports? Pauls Jr. bounces up into the top lane. They're scrambling everywhere in the background as he hightails it down the back straightaway. The 27 way down low. Brennan Gregg out of the fight. Here comes Bob blows the 7-1 up the inside. 3 wide to the inside of Christopher Howell. Watchorn holds on to the lead. Can he get there? Michael Meyer trying to shove him to the win. Patrick Hernandez up on the bottom, off of the final corner. Drag race to the start-finish line. Here goes Hernandez, shoving his teammate. We're 4 wide in the background. 4 wide, 2 rows deep. They're wrecking behind, and it will be a look to the outside. It's too late. Merrick Watchorn wins at Talladega Super Speedway. This is the wreck that happened coming to the checkered flag as everybody stacked up and collided and wrecked big time. Coming to the start finish. Thrower's closing in, but with how far back he is, he needs the caution to get him into contention. Otherwise, it is too little, too late. Holden McGill going to be pushing Robert Peterson down through turn numbers 3 and 4. We get set to take the white flag at Daytona.
6 cars on the inside line, 2 more coming. There's only 1 on the outside line. Do we get back to the white flag? Yes, we do. This race is official. 1 lap to go.
1 more lap to decide it all in the Joe Pesci 160 in the season opener of the Ole Miss Sorrel Xfinity Series in their 5th season of competition. McGill and Peterson breaking away as Jacob Noyes goes side by side with Ryan Dingler up on the top.
Hofter with a big move to the outside, trying to push the 3, goes middle.
We work our way down the back straightaway. Hoffner tucks back in line. Noyes with a charge up on the top. Does he have enough to take it? McGill trying to make something happen down on the bottom. Noise trying to pull from the top side. Here comes Robert Peterson down on the bottom. 3 wide, right in behind. A drag race to the line. Noise closing.
Big push.
Not enough. It'll be Robert Peterson to take the win as they crash across start finish.
14 thousandths of a second. Peterson got Noise. 3 laps left at this D-shaped high bank 2-mile oval. Once again, McGill will just let it glide into the corner and stamp the acceleration, the throttle on the exit. He's got to run again, but he stays just in behind. He pushes the 98, the 18 comes down the block. The 21 almost caused an incident without it even being his fault, really.
Coming to 2 laps to go. This time by Kyle Green has just proved he's willing to get the gloves off and fight a bit dirty here if he wants to keep that race lead. Kenner to the inside with 2 laps to go. Just 2 more trips around. Will this go green, or will we have ourselves a last-minute caution? Grant Peterson has not been able to close in the gap. It's going to be between these 3 in this last lap and a half.
Oh, I'm telling you, the 21 has a run right here. The 21 definitely has a run, but got a little bit loose. Slid on the exit. Kenner is going to go down the block. The 18 is going to take the high line. The 21 has to make a move soon. Will we get back to the white flag and make this race official? Side by side for the lead with 1 lap and 1 corner to go.
Coming to the white flag, this time by. There's lap traffic up the road. Don't think it's going to be far enough up. It's going to have anything to play. Sean deals the car. They're going to have to get around. White flag is in the air. 1 more trip around. Deal is slow. He's going to let this field go down to the bottom. He will not get him off. Kenner's taking it out. Kenner's taking out for the race lead into the outside wall. Deal's involved. Green's into the outside wall. McGill drives by the both of them down on the bottom as Michael Kenner crashes it big time to the outside wall in turn numbers 1 and 2. It all comes together in tears. McGill already celebrated on the back straightaway before it's even over. He'll work through turn numbers 3 and 4, and in a controversial finish, Holden McGill will come out of turn number 4 and take the race win in the Tire Hacks 150.
My goodness, Kyle Green as the 52 spins almost coming over the line, and now there's nothing left to do there.
Here we go, 4 wide, coming through turn numbers 1 and 2, near the back. We're able to get it a bit sorted for now, but they fan out completely down the back straightaway. You see McRoberts trapped in the middle, trying to find some way to get through. Hale still leads up in front, but he's now under attack by John Holiday.
Holiday down to the inside here, trying to make that line work. Remember, he cannot get that crossover to go. He's got to check his momentum. That's going to give advantage to Allen. Here they come to the white flag. White flag in the air.
Final lap, we will make it back. So this is it. We will end under regulation time. Rapp and Raymond had restarted fracas. They'll fire to pit road. Mike Allen to the inside of Bill Hales into 1 and 2.
And Allen trying to go for that little bit of a crossover, trying to go for that slide jump, but not able to get the clearance that he needs to. He's going to have to check his momentum. We've got a wreck there behind.
Big crash coming out of turn number 2. We'll keep with the leaders. We'll take a look at that later. Mike Allen to the inside of Bill Hales. Here comes Chris Gordon. Does he have any momentum up on the top side? Bill Hales still trying to track through on the outside line. We work out of turn number 4. Does have a bit of a crossover. We wreck again off of turn number 4 to the line. It's a drag race, and Mike Allen takes win number 1 of the season. In the season opener for the Pro Kart Concepts Road Challenge Series, while Scott Kimbrough maintains his run for second. Now the battle for the lead in GT4 still yet to be decided. 0.4 of a second separating Justin Hall from Bradley Elvis. It's going to be a close battle. You know that for a fact. Now the big ticket question is, are they going to be able to get themselves sorted? This is, I don't think, going to be an easy decision. I think Elvis has got to send it fully into turn 12 at Canada if he wants to have any hope of making this spot up. But he's only been slipping back. The gap's down to 3/4 of a second. I think if Hall gets through turn 12, he is golden. Bit of lap traffic. Makes quick work of the 13, though, and that 13 Mercedes pushing out wide will allow this fight through. And Justin Hall will come through, and he will take up. Not going to speak too soon here. Oh, he's into the grass. That's exactly why. He's pushed it wide. He could have been here. Here comes Elvis. Elvis with a huge drag race up over the hill. It's going to be a photo finish at the line. And because of that, Bradley Elvis picks off Justin Hall from a self-inflicted error. He also got in the grass, but look at the drive that he got up over the hill. Didn't give it up. And just barely nicks him at the line. As we work off of turn number 4 across the quad oval, we hightail it back and in towards turn numbers 1 and 2 for the final time. Taking a look at Teff as he continues to try to run down Michael Kenner up the road. Kenner trying to do everything to keep that 33 car at bay. They hightail it down the back straightaway for the final time. This is where it's going to get interesting here. Teff has got to go for the Hail Mary, and he's got one more lap to do so.
Teff threw it in right there, but Kenner just puts his left sides just over the apron. Peterson's got to run. It's now or never. Peterson's got to make the move on Teff now in these 2 corners, or else he's never going to catch up to Kenner.
Gage Teff still working to the bottom. Michael Kenner clips the apron, trying to work off a 1-2 for the final time. Robert Peterson, he's into the wall! Gage Teff into the outside wall. Here comes Gage Teff with a run. Robert Peterson trying to make a run as well. And the number 2 spot goes for the Hail Mary. He'll get to the back bumper, bumps him in 3 and 4, and Gage Teff will power home off of the final corner. Kenner slams the wall again, and Gage Teff, your race winner at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Everything he's got. Dingler's into the outside wall of a turn number 4. Opens up the door for Beto. He'll look to the inside through the dog leg and down for turn number 1. And the 59 truck pulls alongside. He is through.
He is on through, but it looks like it could be a little bit of a crossover here for Dingler. He's going to try to get the maneuver. He's down to the inside. This is not done yet.
Fighting it out side by side still as we work back down to 3 and 4. Dingler takes the lead back. 2 laps left to go. A titanic battle emerging in the dying laps at Phoenix.
A titanic battle as Dingler's down to the inside, Beitel to the outside. Beitel's going to try to roll a little bit more of that speed coming down through turn 1. I'm not sure if it's going to play out. We've seen this work both ways before. It looks like he's got the speed off of the corner, but contact with the outside wall yet again.
Dingler tucks back in line. He's got to try to set him up here one final time. He's got 1 lap left to do so. Carson Beitel will work off a turn number 4. He'll take the white flag. 1 lap left to go. Does Dingler have what it takes to get it done?
Let's see if he does. Little bit of a bump there from Dingler coming down into the corner. I think Ryan wants this. He's going to look down to the inside. Here they go as they come on in the old start-finish straight.
1 more shot, 1 chance to get it all. Does Dingler make the move to the inside? He tries to send it into 3 and 4. Tries to get to the back bumper. Cannot get there. Carson Beitel in his rookie debut takes victory at the Phoenix Raceway.
Absolutely incredible stuff there for him as they run. Great battle towards the end, and massive credit here to Carson Beitel.
What a finish. That was far more exciting. We just have to make it down to the white flag, and then it's all bets are off. Trevor Trago takes up the race lead. Here comes Brady Powers. Christopher Howe trying to find something, anything from the top shelf. Working the high banks of 3 and 4. Back to the front straightaway. Final lap into the air. And here comes Christopher Howe. We're crashing out of turn number 4. Big crash on the front straightaway. Multi-truck pileup is the big one on the front straightaway. Amaro takes the inside wall. Ellis goes with him, but it's too little, too late. Now it's all down to the final lap. Brady Powers duking it down with Brendan Gregg. It's between Howell and Trago. Into 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Trago going for a first. Howell trying to reel him in. Bump and run out of the final corner. Christopher Howell charging through it, and Christopher Howell snags victory at the Texas Motor Speedway. Long live Average Joe Motorsports as they'll secure a 1-2 finish. Oh boy, it's getting intense. This is one of those races now where it's all down to how well they can work together. This is very much a team race now, and a lot of races finding out the hard way. 3-car tandem down the back straightaway and into turn numbers 3 and 4. That might give them the push they need. We're closing in 2 laps to go, and now their gap is down to a second.
I don't know if the 7's having to breathe his engine a little bit. Maybe he's overheating because he's been pushing so hard. But they are within that second. And the third place car, the lap car, has actually fallen off the 2 leaders a little bit, which is going to give them the draft a little bit earlier. And they've got it. They are in the draft going into turn 1 with 2 laps to go.
Michael Thorpe Jr. going to pull to the high side to get around Canfield, the lap car. Canfield backs up. He knows it's at stake. He wants nothing to do with the battle. Look at them closing distance on the back straightaway with a lap and a half to go. Down the Daytona super stretch. Here comes Thorpe making the charge to the high side. Gets around Olsen. Gets around Luna. And it's Michael Thorpe Jr. to the lead as we get set to take the white flag.
My goodness, what an absolutely huge run they had going around the outside. Oh, the 7's in the wall coming off at turn number 4. That's Lacey. That's going to kill his run, and that's going to give Thorpe a really big lead, but he might not want that coming to the white flag.
Final lap, 2.5 miles left to go. Derek Paulson has spun it around, entering turn number 3. We'll get back to all of that in a moment as he got the 22 stopped on the bottom. No caution. We'll keep this one green. Thorpe working to the top side. Here comes Lacey giving a big shove up to the top side, courtesy of Curtis Yancey. We worked our way down the back straightaway. Final time today. Who's got what it takes to go for the win? It's going to be 3 wide for the lead. Olsen will cut to the middle. You got the 24 of Luna now trying to power through on the bottom. 3 wide. We worked our way into turn numbers 3 and 4. It's going to be a dead heat when we come off of turn number 4. Olsen with the lead. You got Luna trying to close him in. 1 car into the wall. We're crashing across start finish, and Bridger Olsen takes the race win on a phenomenal ending from the Spence Media Co. 250 at Daytona. Gassion already pulling clear. There's a good chunk of drivers that are starting to break apart in the background here, but we're keeping eyes up front. 6 cars running line astern as we work into 3 and 4. Looking for the white flag, this time by JoJo made a bit of a look that time, but wasn't able to go for the move. Final lap, we are official. 1 lap left to go. If you want to go for a move, you have to do it now. The back straightaway is one of the best points to do so, or off of 4 if you can get close enough. Joseph still shoving Austin Gassion down the back straightaway. Here comes Connor LaFrance. LaFrance looking for the inside. He'll make the look for 3rd. But Brannigan still shoving Joseph around through turn numbers 3 and 4. Out of the final corner. Will we see a look? Thrower spinning to the inside. Joseph makes the move to the top side. Photo finish and at the line. 7 thousandths of a second. Favor to Gassion. He'll hang on and survive for the race win as we crash in big time across start finish. Firing down the main stretch, this time by as Witt and Slagle. Main drag race, look out, we got 1 car going around. Casey Ellis spinning down the inside. He'll slam the inside wall, but no caution because he's too far down. We'll keep it green. We'll get a look at that one after the race. Paul Witt leading the way still as we will fire it through. We'll take the white flag. 1 lap to go. Robert Jordan's now looking around trying to find a move. Flowers blinks out. That's a bad point for that to happen as everybody filters to the top. Brad Slagle trying to establish some sort of a run, trying to push him through towards that final run. Mike Allen sits just behind. Ellis bails out. He's the pit road. Paul Witt, meanwhile, being shoved by the 74 Robert Jordan. There's going to be a move. It'll be out of turn number 4. Oh, unless Jordan gets turned, and Jordan does get turned. Big crash out of turn number 4. And Paul Witt will get the storybook ending, and he will take the checkered flag. goes from hero to zero and back to the penthouse for Paul Witt at Daytona. Robert Peterson moves to block the run for the middle groove, and again we're 3 wide for the lead through the tri-oval.
3 wide. Could this be a replica of what we see once we cross that stripe? Man, 3 laps to go.
Just 3 to go. Grant Peterson still working the inside lane. Robert Peterson in the middle. Spencer Ray up on top. How do you split this down into a 5-minute highlight video? There's no way to do it. We'll have to put the last 5 laps into the whole video.
Shades of the 2011 finish right now. Could we get that where they went 3 wide, almost 4 wide actually at the line, and Jimmy Johnson squeaked out a win by 0.02 of a second. Are we in for a replay as they get to the tri-oval? 2 laps to go, 1 to the white flag.
This is where it gets intense here at this point. 2 to go. That's where it usually kicks off, but it's been kicking off for about 5 laps already. McGill way to the top shelf. McGill trying to get a crusade going up on the top lane, but nobody is going with him. That could have just been a race killer for McGill. Ray will try to go with him and give him a hand, but I think it might be too little, too late. I think it'll be down between the guys who currently got in the top 5 as we thunder down the back straight over the penultimate time. Got Dalton Wilson looking at the top as well.
Oh, that's a brutal thought from you right there. I think anyone can win this race still. I think even the 32 machine, Daniel Half, who is last on the inside row right now, could win this race. 3 wide as we come out of 4. Will they get back to the white flag without a caution?
They got to get around through the tri-oval. They're so close to making this happen, and we'll only have 2 yellow flags on the night. There we go. Race is official. White flag, 2.6 miles to go from Dega.
Clean race so far. We're still 3 wide. There's so little room. Who's going to try and make a 4th line and go 4 wide? Could this be a repeat of the calamity we saw in the Talladega race last year?
Down the back straightaway for the final time. This is where it all gets intense, right? You got to make that move now. You cannot afford to wait. Robert Peterson to the middle. Grant Peterson on the bottom. Dalton Wilson up on the top. We're still clean through 3 and 4 as Robert Peterson pushed by Matt Rucci still remains clear of everybody else. Robert Peterson will try to jump down to the bottom to cut off Grant Peterson out of turn number 4. The drag race is on. Dalton Wilson with a push from the top shelf trying to get up and around Robert Peterson. Closing in. We got them crashing big time in the tri-oval. No competition. Robert Peterson will take it in a 4 wide finish at the line to steal the race win at Talladega.
What a wonderful race at Talladega with a very deserving winner. Robert Peterson was part of that lead pack every single lap as this race got back going underway. Wonderful. We got a replay of the wreck at the end of it. Big hit into the tri-oval. Yeah, that's not even 4-1. That's not even 4-3 or 2 wide. Ooh. That's a single file finish, if you want to call it that, because Robert Peterson was not side by side the moment he crossed the line.
See Coffer breaking the toe way up the road. Deshane is trying to make a run for the 2nd spot as well. All these battles coming to a head. Whoa, Deshane is looking for the inside. Sends one down the bottom of Romano into turn 1. Trying to go 2 for 2. Doors Tyler Augustino. 3 wide in the battle for the 2nd podium position as he work out of turn 1. But all that looking like it might be for naught as Augustino maintains his run into the number 2 spot. Working the final lap of the race. Deshane is back to the bottom. Romano still trying to secure a 3rd place finish. As battles elsewhere start to come to a head. Deshane tracking around the outside of Romano. Oh, Carver loses it! Carver loses the back end of the final lap! And that is critical all of a sudden. This is the battle for the win, not for 2nd. Deshane is now has to try to run down Tyler Augustino. in the final couple of corners, but Romano's not having it. Romano's going to slow the Shanies up. The Porsche Mission R Mustang is doored and coming to the final corner. Tyler Augustino will work out of the last turn on the racetrack, and he's looking like he is going to be able to pick up the race win. He will survive to secure a stampede to take his first win on the season. DeShaney's meanwhile in the drag race of LeBlanc and Romano for second, third, and fourth, and only 13 remain on the lead lap. We're underway.
Paulson gets a good jump once again, but that outside line is stacked up. Dalton Kilroe's getting completely pushed by Benjamin Lacey, who's getting a huge push from Paul Wilson, and we've got another accident down to the inside. Rick Thompson gets flung sideways into the inside wall.
Yellow.
No caution, though, because he ends up spinning a perfect 360 and somehow keeps it straight, so no caution. But Paulson and Kilroe are really close coming off of turn one, but Kilroe gets a little tight, comes off the wall a little bit, and might open the door for Benjamin Lacey. Does he push Kilroe? Does he go to the inside? It looks like he's fading to the inside, but Kilroe throws a little bit of a block to keep that position, and they're still single file in the top three.
Here we go. D's. Sorry, Will. Wow. My bad. Paulson, Kilroe, Lacey, all line astern right now as we thunder down into towards turn number three. We got to make it just one more corner, and this race will be official. Coming around this time by, will make it out of turn three. White flag in the air as Tony Hilbrands bobbles off the final corner.
Does Lacey just push Kilroe, or does he try to make the move? It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get the draft off of Derek Paulson right here. He's weaving all over the place. Can Kilroe get a better run? Oh, he dives it down to the bottom of turn one. How did he get there? They're side by side. They door slam in the middle of the corner. Dalton Kilroe comes through, but here goes Benjamin Lacey.
No!
He spins Kilroe. They both get to Paulson, and here comes Paul Wilson on the inside of Derek Paulson with Ricky Hart Jr. on the outside.
Paul Wilson to the lead. Kilroe barrel rolling on the long pod straightaway while Paul Wilson and Ricky Hart Jr. go side by side down to the turn number two. Wilson with the lead out of turn number four. They wreck again. And now Derek Paulson's around. Hilbrand's around. Paul Wilson driving clear of the field. He's got to just survive. Turn three. Here comes Kevin Foster trying to make a run at it into the final corners. Will rock it around. Turn number three. Off of turn number three, it will be Paul Wilson taking his first win. Kevin Foster cannot get there, and Wilson is a race winner in the High Tide Racing League MF Racing Designs Cup Series. Huge jump there from Moon as he dives down in front of Dylan Smith. Looking to be 3 wide on back. Mashburn getting loose, and can he hang on? Looks like he will. Cantoni takes it up the bottom. Weinmiller up on the top. Stenhausen trying to follow the 15 car through. Here comes Drew Eisman. Gets to the inside of Dylan Smith. Can he get to the inside of Darling? Yes, he does. Final lap, this time by. Can Michael Mooney hang on? Mooney trying to take a win and steal a spot away in the final four for one of these drivers. Eisman to the back bumper, takes it down the inside. Look at Weinmiller up on the top. Where did the 32 come from? That's the likes of Weinmiller trying to take this one to the point. Drew Eisman, meanwhile, down in the turn numbers 3 and 4. Mooney gets pushed up and out of the way. He's going to find the outside wall. 4 wide, almost out of turn number 2. And working out of 4, Drew Eisman, your race winner. He locks himself into the critical championship round at the Phoenix Raceway. Final lap this time by, as we will begin the final trip around. Hard on the binders for Justin Barrera, trying to keep Miles Crabb behind him. I don't think Crabb can make this look down into the main straightaway. This is going to have to come right down to the wire. Shane Brown's up the road. How will GG4 traffic play a role in this? Working back onto the oval for the final time. 30 seconds on the clock. Crabb back by half a second, but you can reel that draft in all the way down to the front stretch. It's just a matter of how aggressive he's going to be in the bus stop chicane on the backstretch. No more lap traffic in the way. This is down between the two of them. Through the chicane for the final time. Crab closing. He is right there. This is going to be an all-out drag race down to the start-finish line. This time by Crab makes the move. Pulls over to the right. Trying to out-drag him as they'll work out in the final corner. Side by side. Crab bobbles. He'll tuck back in line. Got to make one more move. Ducks to the right. Here we go. Drag race to the line and give it up for the new champion, Justin Barrera. Locking it out by 18 thou as he will send that one through to victory lane.
Does Dees have those 2 tires? Did he put them on? And can he get to Cody Moore here? If he put them on, they're newer. But man, Ricky Hart Jr. on the inside has a really good run on the entry. He's almost to the inside of Cody Moore coming off at 2. He's there. They're side by side for first, and they're side by side for third.
3 wide in the background, but it's all eyes up front as Cody Moore trying on for the lead. Ricky Hart Jr. down to the bottom. Trying to make it around to the white flag this time by 1 lap to go from Atlanta Motor Speedway. They bang doors at the stripe as we take the white flag. Race is official. Hart versus Moore versus Dees versus Foster. 4-way dogfight for the win. Foster tracking up. He's going to nudge Dees up the track, up in 1 and 2. Hart still with the lead down the backstretch, but Moore fighting back on the top. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Hart down to the bottom, Moore up on top. Does he have the run to make this one stick? Pitched him down to the bottom. Drag race off the final corner. They hit once, twice, 3, and a drag race. 7th out to Ricky Hart Jr. Locking out the regular season on the finale.
Ricky Hart just skates by coming out of turn number 4 into the line.
Make that a pair of photo finishes tonight. This one definitely the closer of the two. And Dees, you could tell, are more hooked it hard left there, trying to slow Hart down, but it was nothing doing. White flag, 1 lap to go. It has been a long season. We came on board in the middle of it, way back at Pocono in July. Well, now in November, we'll close things out from Avondale, Arizona. The duel in the desert is won by Jason Gracia. Shane Weimiller ripping the top, trying to take the Chastain line. The Hail Melon will not work as Jason Gracia takes the win. And Christopher Darling,
it's going to be the white flag next time by as these guys are really starting to get their wiggles out. The 27 truck of Kyle Howard leading the way with 38 of Thomas Lane in second as they want to stay that bump draft onto the straightaway. Don't do it in the turns as we're swiggling down that back straightaway, coming into 3 and 4. 27 still leading them away.
right now, Kyle Howard is in the catbird seat, but again, we've mentioned it before, the one place you don't want to be when the white flag falls is in the lead. You are the most vulnerable there, especially these guys start to back it up to set up a run. White flag this time by. Can Howard hang on for the win?
They crossing the line with a white flag. They've got a lap truck just ahead up there. That could add some interesting aspect to this, as you've got the 27, the 38, and the 12. Jeremiah Arnold, that one that was leading the pack earlier, sitting in that third spot. And then you've got the 64 jumping back into fourth as we're side by side down the back straightaway, pushing down the back straightaway. That 27 truck of Kyle Howard still leading them down the back straight, coming into 3 and 4.
Robert Jordan bails out to the bottom. Turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Will Thomas Lane make the move? He would have to if he wants to go for the win, but will Arnold make it for him? Arnold to the top, trying to go for the win. We're crashing out of turn number 4. Here comes Jeremiah Arnold with the drag race being pushed by Gudger. Moving up the block, 3 wide to the line and at the stripe. Give it up for Kyle Howard, hanging on as they were 3 wide and now airborne. The 27-year winner up and over as we cross start finish.
Wow, what sideways, but that top pack, he was trying to close that gap on Jeremiah. Jeremiah had a fantastic run coming off that high side. Man, that was almost 4 wide coming across the line, but that 27 truck of Kyle Howard inching his way across the line and taking the win.
I think getting kicked up by Brad Slagle, and that's what sent him onto his side and down onto his roof. That's a good finish there, right? That's how we want these races to go down, right? Right to the wire. They were beating and banging down there, too, to fight it out for the win here, as you see Lane right there try to put a stop to it, and it wasn't having it as they slid across start finish on what was a phenomenal way to kick off the Super Speedway Blitz over here from the Daytona International Speedway. So 3 to go this time by. Here we go. 3 wide for the lead. Down the front straightaway and into the trioval. Now 4 wide as we approach turn number 1. 3 abreast for the lead. 4 wide mid-pack. LaFrance gets swallowed. Gassillon stays up in front. And all of a sudden, Eastern Stars Motorsports may as well be a different zip code from another when it comes to trying to help each other. And all of a sudden, this isn't looking like it might be an ASM win anymore. Grant Peterson up to the top shelf. Gassillon keeps it pinned down on the bottom. Small rebounds off the wall on the backstretch. We keep it green. Still working down in the turn numbers 3 and 4. Holden McGill runs in that middle groove, trying to see if he can't maintain some momentum. Peterson jumps to the middle line. Time quickly running out. Less than 5 miles to go. We take 2 to go. Now Grant Peterson pushed by teammate from Badger Racing, Holden McGill, trying to go to the point. Whoa, a big bobble though as Spencer Best tried to get to the back bumper. It didn't work. And now McDougall spins down low. He'll rebound, just keeps it out of the inside wall. No caution though. Single car spin will keep this thing green. Holden McGill trying to keep himself rolling. He jumps to the bottom with Spencer Best. A lot of bobbing going on in the background, but McGill's taking the lead away from LaFrance. And Gassillon working around towards the white flag this time by as we will enter the restart zone for the final time. 2 laps left to go. Spencer Best going for the lead. We take the white flag. We're on regulation. Connor LaFrance up at the top shelf. He's going to steam around the top and take the lead away after a shove from Nate Brooker. Less than a lap to go. Spencer Best pushing Connor LaFrance down the back straightaway. Frank Flores bobbles out from the back end as, oh boy, everything's stacking up now down on the inside of the racetrack. LaFrance still pushed by Best as we work into turn numbers 3 and 4. Brooker and Peterson right behind. It's about an 8-car breakaway. We work on turn number 4. We're crashing out of turn number 4. 2 different places. LaFrance trying to keep Best behind. Best looking high, looking low. LaFrance blocking everywhere. A bump and run, and Spencer Best steals the race win as he dumps Connor LaFrance for the win of the race coming across the start-finish line. We'll hightail it down towards turn numbers 1 and 2 as we have wiped out a good half of the field, and you can tell by just how many trucks that took out, judging by how many are in the pit road. Rincon looking for the top shelf to try to go for the lead.
Yeah, Rincon got a good pull with Raymond as they come out of 1 and 2. Looked like a tough restart for Matthew Miles, dropping in back, and Rincon able to jump up to that outside lane. Started to pull away coming out of turns 3 and 4. Got a little sideways coming out of there, but able to come across the line. White flag for the team. Oh, they were wrecking right now coming through the quad.
Big crash, and we take out everybody else down in the turn number 1. Driver still flying in. Bellew manages to escape the carnage and will shoot up in towards some more spots. But meanwhile, Aaron Raymond now in a 5-truck breakaway, diving down to the turn numbers 3 and 4. He's got Brock Page looking to make the move behind. Where will it come? There's the look to the top side. Raymond trying to drag him and hangs on to win the Atlanta Blitz 150 from the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Man, what a crazy finish for those guys. But Raymond coming across the line as you see a little bit of weeble wobbles coming around in that damaged truck coming through the quad right now.
Sukup being overtaken by Jason Snodgrass for the 2nd position on the racetrack here as the battle for P2 picks up 4 laps to go. Suka thinking about trying to battle back. I don't think he'll be able to get there, though, as Snodgrass clears to the inside. Now we'll see if Jason Snodgrass has anything for Cannizzaro in these last 3 laps. Snodgrass looking high, trying to duck back down low. Here we go, side by side for the race lead with a lap and a half to go. Cannizzaro looking to the top. Jason Snodgrass down on the bottom. White flag in the air with 1 to go. Jason Snodgrass trying to hang on as we battle it around through turns 3 and 4. Contact into the final corner. Jason Snodgrass will steal the race win at the stride, but John Cannizzaro Jr. will be the Pro American Late Model Series champion. Flag is in the air. Everybody trying to go for it. We got a lot of cars stacked up in turn numbers 3 and 4. Josh McDougall is among them. We won't have a caution, though, because he's at the back end of the field, and the white flag is in the air this time by Holden McGill. Takes that final lap. Trying to hang on against Evan Clapper, who will be looking to charge. Clapper, can he go over the move into turn numbers 3 and 4, trying to go over the over-under, but he won't be able to get there. Oh, Dingler takes out Clapper at the stripe. Holden McGill takes the checkered flag, and we crash it big time across start finish. Multiple cars, that's the rest of the field, all collected.
All right, that's a good getaway there from Duda. We got some cars scattering down to the inside of the track there. That's not a good sign for getting in this natural green-white checker, but it looks like we're back in clean.
Duda trying to clear into turn 1, but Gudger making an immediate attack down to the bottom, and with the speed of these guys trying to get up to speed, that'll give Gudger the momentum he needs to try to clear out of turn 2, but Duda fighting back on the backstretch.
And he's got a little bit of a push there from nobody else but Brady Rowe. Decided to be a little bit of a team player here at this point, but unfortunately for him, Gudger had a little bit of help from Raymond Hanneman as they're going to come around here looking for the white flag this time by.
Gudger to the bottom. Duda still runs on the top side. Rhodes is working with Gudger for now, but how long is that going to last? We take the white flag. We'll finally get a green flag finish. 1 lap to go from Michigan.
Yeah, there's the push, and then here comes the move. No more help from Hanneman. He wants Gudger for himself. Gudger's going to have to go up to the high lane.
Gudger going to have to go to the top side. We're single filed out first through 4th. Whoa, Paul Witt being turned on the back straightaway. We're going to have a crash in the middle of the backstretch here as he tries to dive down in the turn of 3 and 4. Big hit for Paul Witt. Getting absolutely demolished as you run down into turns 3 and 4. But up front, Duda trying to hang on. Gudger to the bottom. Drag race out of turn number 4, looking for the wire. Rincon wrecks it, and Duda will just barely hold on, and he finally takes victory in the TNGGIL Super Speedway Blitz. Coming out of turn number 4, the absolute madhouse drag out to the start-finish line. Gudger tried to get there and just couldn't get it done, as Duda by about half a truck length hangs on.
Yeah, just barely there, and I've got to give credit there. We've been saying that Brady Rowe wasn't making friends there today. You know what? He made a friend in the form of Jim Duda.